Deborah with Hello My Garden, and today we are harvesting the yacon plant. We had a hard freeze a couple days ago, and so the plant has died out, or the green part has died off. So I just need to pull up the tubers and take off some of these stalks, and we're going to put it in our what we call a wild area of our yard. Compost, and because these stalks have hollow parts in some of their stems, they're a good place for beneficial insects to overwinter as well. So I don't want to chop them up. I'm going to leave them whole out there in our wild area for the plants, for the bugs to overwinter in, and for it to slowly break down and decompose and turn into good nutrition for other plants in our dirt. Okay, so they are pretty tough plants here, pretty tough stalks. Now the yacon is a tuber. It's a South American tuber. It is in the family of sunflowers and Jerusalem artichokes. It is a sweet tuber, kind of more like a jicama, I would say, than a sweet potato, if you had to liken it to anything. Okay, so we got the plants off there, and start digging down. Oh, there's one right up at the top. That one kind of grew right at ground level and went horizontally. Now these are going to need to cure, sort of like sweet potatoes, for a couple days, a week, 2 weeks. I'm kind of brushing them a little. I'm getting them a little too hard with my hands here. Now yacon have a substance called inulin, which is very good for your digestive system. It's a prebiotic, and so it's something good to put in your diet. And once I get this pulled up, you'll see that there should be 2 sets of tubers. There's going to be some growing tubers and then the eating tubers. And the growing tubers seem to be usually are closer to the top, and the eating tubers are going to be a little lower, but it looks to me like I've got some eating tubers quite near the top as well. And some of that hefty Bermuda grass in there too. There's the Bermuda grass. Okay. We're going to try to get this out as whole as we can. There's rock. Nah, just some chunky dirt there. Chunky soil. I use the word dirt always just to mean any sort of potting soil, whatever your preferred growing medium is. Right here we've got compost, we've got a little bit of sand, we have vermiculite and perlite, we use peat moss, and there's a little bit of clay in our mix as well. We fertilize with kelp and with compost, of course, and with sometimes a little bit of bat guano and earthworm casings. Because these are grown in containers, we have to, and during the summertime when it's hot, we keep an eye on the watering, the water moisture level, and we keep these drank a lot of water, but we had a dry season, so we were watering these pretty much every day. let you see what I have so far, and then I'll turn off the camera until we get closer to getting it all out. But let me bring the camera up close. Okay, there you can hopefully see what I've got there. Okay, so that's where we are so far, and I'm going to turn off the camera for a little while and get the rest of this dug up, and then you can see what the final harvest is. So this pot wasn't too heavy. The dirt was, the ground, the soil was a little bit drier, so it wasn't too hard for me to go ahead and tip it over. So that's how I think I'm going to go on and pull this one out. Loosen the soil up a little bit more. Uh-oh, there's a broken tuber there. Oh, that's not good. Maybe I should have rethumped that a little bit. That's clay. I have a little bit of clay in there. It is a large cluster here. Oh no. Well, that was a break, but that was the broken one. But it looks like that one must have got a split while growing, because it's kind of split all the way through. That's going to be one I'll want to eat sooner. That one's kind of breaking off too. It may not have been my best choice to tip it over like that. There's another one. That one looks fine. That one as well looks okay. All right then. Let's see, did we have them in there? Nope. That's about that. A couple of them were growing into the ground, it looks. The bag. Wow. There's another one growing into the bag. I don't know if you can see that. Some little ones. Okay. All right then. We got everything. Okay. Let's see how we did here. Now, those are the eating tubers, and if you can see, I can brush some of this more dirt off more. The ones up at the top, if you see that little white one right there, is a growing tuber. Right there. These little ones right there are the growing tubers. So those are the ones you're going to want to save and put back in the ground come springtime, or even in your greenhouse a little bit earlier than springtime. They do have a long growing season. So again, those are the growing tubers right there, and these big whitish ones are the eating tubers. And you're gonna, so it looks like I got quite a few here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This one here is quite large. That one's large. Then you have the few that I had pulled off already and put aside. So that's a good harvest, and I got still one more bag to go. That one has a little split too. So it's looking pretty good here. Okay. So let's move the camera over and start on the second bag. And I'll just leave these here. Okay, here we are at the second Yacon plant here. And so I have some of these bamboo sticks that I was using to kind of support the plant stems. That one's in there real good, so I'm not going to be able to get that one out quite yet. I'd like to though. So maybe as soon as I get this, I'm going to go ahead and start breaking off these stems. That broke a little easier than the other plant. this one too. Again, like the last plant, we're going to put these stems out in our yard and just let the wildlife occupy the stems and overwinter in them, and then it will break down after that. So I'm not cutting them up, I'm just putting in there whole. Probably a set of trimmers would have been a little easier job here than just breaking them off, but not that hard, so just go ahead and break them off. Now this one, maybe I spoke too soon. This one's a little difficult to break off here. Okay, here it goes. And the last one. It's almost kind of sad with these, but dying off in the freeze, and they actually had some really pretty little flowers because it's in the sunflower family. They have nice little flowers. They're not the size of the sunflowers. They're kind of about the size of a silver dollar, but they're pretty and the bees love them. Okay, so here we go. Let me go ahead and get this bamboo out. It's still stuck around this stalk here. Okay. Bamboo coming out. Still stuck on something there. Okay. Bamboo sticks are out. Oh, there's a broken tuber. That looks like it was on the top and already broken, probably from the weather and the moisture levels there. So that's a disappointment, but we'll just put that on the eat early list. Okay, so I'm gonna start right on this. I don't know if it was the right choice on the last one to dump it over like that. I think that led to a little bit of maybe damage, but we'll see how this one goes. If I feel like I'm gonna do it that way as well, I don't know. Digging up, I do see quite a few here at the top. Now you could eat, you don't have to cook yacon. You can eat it raw and just chop it up in your salads or whatever way you prefer. Yacon seems to be the in sweetener at the time. Supposed to be reported to be safe for diabetics. Of course, I don't know that for sure. And if you're diabetic, I suggest you speak to your doctor about it before using it. Okay, so here we go. As you can see, we're showing quite a few yacon here. Now these do have a long growing season as well, and so you're going to want to start them early from the tubers, but it looks like I think I started these in June. Might have been May. I didn't write it down. Next time I'll have to write it down. But I didn't, but they, looks like I got plenty of a good size. So I'll let you take a peek at this, closer look, and then I'll turn off the camera until I get the rest of them out. So let's try to get this. Okay. So there you go. You can see some tubers, some of the yacon right there, and I'll go ahead and give you a shot when I got it all the rest pulled out. Okay, so here's the final harvest. We've got quite a few yacons. There were some cracked ones. I'm not sure if the harvesting created the cracks. It looks more like some of these have cracked maybe during the growing season. Well, this one cracked when we harvested, but there are some cracks that look like they're older in some of them, and those we will have to eat right away. The rest of them will cure for about 2 weeks and in the greenhouse, and then we will eat those, start eating those. Now again, I'm going to give you a close-up of the difference. Those are the eating tubers right there, and then these ones up at the top, these bright white ones, the little white ones are the ones that you're going to grow next year. And some of them have a little pinkness to it too. That one right there, if you can see the dirt, that one's a little more purplish pink, and that's a growing tuber. So again, growing tubers at the top and eating tubers at the bottom. And this is a Yacon. It's a sweet tuber in the sunflower family. And hope you enjoyed watching, and we'll see you next time. Thanks so much. Bye.